The Hawaii men's volleyball team played well beyond their years last night, rallying back from 2 sets down, only to drop the match in 5. The Warriors will have to bring it all tonight as they wrap up round-robin play in the tournament against a physical Bruins team. The Outrigger Volleyball Invitational concludes with a match between 3rd-ranked UCLA and 13th-ranked Hawaii. And welcome back live inside the Stanley. Here are your starting lineups, courtesy of Hawaiian Tel Federal Credit Union, as we are set to go. The penultimate match of this 2012 Outrigger Invitational Tournament. UCLA in white, Hawaii in white. How did that happen, Chris?
Yeah, what's going to happen if somebody's got a black and white television, like a lot of your friends?
Yeah,
or I should say like a lot of my friends. Well, to start with, Hawaii will be on the left.
That's right.
And UCLA Hawaii will be on the right.
Hawaii in the black trunks and UCLA in that Bruin baby blue. Well, you heard all the setup of the pregame. You heard Dan and Ryan and Tony Ching talking about Hawaii. And we, of course, interjected our thoughts. And Hawaii, they know they're up against a tough team tonight. And what will the energy be like? Coming off that 5-set thriller last night, Nick Vogel to get things started for Hawaii, and right to J.P. Marks, and he puts it in just inside the back line.
Nice choice by Biscaro to go to J.P. Marks right away. Take some heat off Stephen Hunt. By the way, Hunt, beautiful pass off Vogel's serve. Vogel just ripped that serve, and Hunt popped it up pretty good.
So Marks back to serve for Hawaii. Good serve off the net, setting it up on the near side. The big swing, and unable to get up his marks. First kill of the night for Gonzalo Quiroga out of Argentina, a second team off the block All-American coming into this season.
And Coach Roper thinks he is their best passer as well.
Lofy right down the middle. Lofy manages to put it down.
That was an interesting set because Marks put up a perfect pass. Lofy's only averaging about 4 sets a match. And I think that Hawaii's going to get any better. They've got to have more production out of him, give him more chances to put the ball down.
Charlie Wade talking about that last night in that 5th set, going a lot to Stephen Hunt, often facing a triple team. Here is Hunt, his first set of the night, and he pops it over. UCLA out of the back row. There it is, that big swing again by Quiroga. You said the coaches just love that young man.
He is quite a player. He's got his older brother plays for the Argentinian national team. His uncle played for the Argentinian Olympic team way back in 1984. So he's got the pedigree, so to speak.
And you saw in that graphic, if you're watching the pregame show, about some of the All-Americans and Olympians and players of the year, and the numbers just go on and on about some of the attributes of Al Skates. 52 different first team All-Americans, 44 U.S. team national members as Hunt gets dug up. And trying to block it is Timmer, and unable to do so. First swing of the night by Jeremy Case Beer. Yes.
What a great comment by Ryan Suji in the pregame show.
It's the ultimate college name. All he needs is a middle name of or somewhere, case of beer. Unable to handle that play for the second play in a row. The ball comes right to us. Dunlap unable to handle it. Point to Hawaii, and we are even at 3 here in the early going on a Saturday night. Glad you can join us from the Stanley on OC Sports. Johan Timmer actually found himself watching a lot of that 2nd, 3rd, and even parts of the 4th set, and then coming back in the 5th. Another good swing by UCLA. That's number 18, Thomas Amberg, a 6'7" player out of El Cajon. He's a senior, and you talked about the fact that they are rich in seniors.
Rich in seniors and rich in middles. Amberg and Dunlap, maybe arguably two of the best middles in the country.
Caldwell with the serve. Hunt off the block, and that's going to go out. Well, Charlie Wade talking about Hunt last night. I started to say, he said, you know, what I talked to the guys about afterwards is you're like a golfer. You don't just have one club, and that's a driver that you swing hard. Sometimes you need to make that decision that you're going to go to the 7-iron or the pitching wedge or the sand wedge and the lob wedge. You can't have one shot. Bottom line, you got to expand the repertoire. That's what he wants to see tonight. Big block in the middle by Nick West. But right back comes UCLA and Nick Vogel.
Oh, it helps to be large. Vogel there at 6'9", had no problems at all attacking that ball with no approach at all. Just stood there, jumped up, and hit the quick ball.
When you look at them as a team, it's hard to really getting any perspective of how big they are because they're all big. Hunt out of the back row and blocked by Thomas Amberg.
Amberg, a 4-year starter, played the junior national team in '09, played the World University Games this last summer. So he is experienced, to say the least.
And the service error, side out Hawaii. Warriors back within a point. UCLA 6, Hawaii 5. Hawaii last night, of course, getting down in that deep hole, 0-2 to Lewis, and then really digging deep and just playing great volleyball in that 3rd and 4th sets before running out of gas in the 5th. And Nick West with the service error. We got a basketball score. Hawaii, coming up just short. Hawaii was up by about 5 points with about 5 minutes to go, but Nevada, and they improved to, I believe, 4-0, and we understand that Zane Johnson missed a 3-point shot at the buzzer that could have tied it. Hawaii, you recall, a couple of nights ago went into overtime and beat Fresno State on the road. Hawaii is now 0-16 all-time in Reno. And a women's score coming your way too, and the news not much better. San Jose State taking care of the Wahine, 83-67. So let's hope it's not a trifecta against the Hawaii athletic teams tonight, as the big kill goes down and the Bruins jump out to an 8-6 advantage.
UCLA got a perfect pass up from their new libero, Evan Mottram, the transfer from University of California at Santa Barbara. When he passes well, and this UCLA offense is in sync, they are very difficult to stop.
Good serve by Vogel. Quick set, and Lofy hammers it down.
I think that Charlie Wade thought that Al Skates read the stats for Hawaii, and they noticed that Lofy never gets set. So now he gets set 2 of the first 4 balls of the match. It's a little bit of gamesmanship going on.
Well, the whole idea coming into this season, as JP Marks serves it into the net, the whole theme of this team is many go-to hitters. But yet the last night or two we've seen, obviously, the go-to is Stephen Hunt, and trying to spread the wealth. Paramount tonight. Hunt.
That was a nice little twist on that shot there.
And that time he puts it down. You're right, Hunt having to kind of reach behind his head. Not a perfect pass, making the best of it. Hawaii getting the point. Back within 1. It'll be 8 serving 9. Time. Lofy just floats it over. And you talk about it's good to be long. Weston Dunlop, 6 feet 8 inches tall. He's a first teamer in that off the block All-American list. Led the nation in hitting last year at 446.
He is so efficient, so quick. Brian Rofer, the assistant coach for UCLA, is telling me that he may be the best athlete in the gym.
Oh, the big room is Nick West with a little bit of an assist, perhaps, by Johan Timmer.
Well, Timmer gets all the credit for setting the block to where it's called posting the block in the right spot so the ball can be funneled and channeled into the larger middle blocker.
And Timmer back to serve, the freshman out of Auckland, New Zealand. Big high toss, good serve. And out of the back row, another big swing by Nick Vogel.
I recall the last couple of years, Vogel was playing a lot in the middle, but UCLA had a different opposite attacker, and they just can't afford to have him off the floor. So they moved him to another position to make sure he stayed on the floor with Amberg and Dunlap playing in the middle. Yeah,
he led the team in blocking in 2010. Off the block goes Johan Timmer for the point. Side out for Hawaii, and once again back within 1.
I'll tell you, nobody felt worse than Timmer last night after he hit negative, more errors and kills. He just could not get, it going. So to have him get an early kill like that is, I think, is crucial for his confidence tonight.
Yeah, 4 matches as a freshman, 2 of them hitting 500, the other 2 hitting almost negative. So it's been an up and down year so far for Timmer. Opportunity for Hawaii. Oh, and a big set in the middle. And it's Nick West going north and south. 5th tie already in this match early, even at 11.
Great set from Biscaro and Amberg right there. Amberg also an equally good blocker. He's averaging 1.5 blocks per set. So to challenge him right away, courageous by Biscaro and West.
And Hunt, a little bit of heat on that one, but serves it wide. Another service error for Hawaii. That'll be 12, serving 11, UCLA. Talked about Hunt last night, watching at the end of that second set. You could just see him seething on the side, and he really came out and led the charge in that 3rd and 4th set, showing some senior leadership and some freshman hammering by Johan Timmer off the block.
Well, I like the way that Biscaro and Hunt, 2 of the leaders, when they got set down by Charlie Wade at the end of that second set, as we see Timmer launch one off the noggin of UCLA. I like the way they encouraged their second stringers that finished up set number 2, which was a disastrous 25-11 score. But important for the leaders to get behind those guys around the court.
Nick West now serving. Nice pass by Matra. And another big swing. And a point. The roof by Hawaii.
J.P. Marks goes up and solos Nick Vogel. Wow.
Marks goes 6'6". Vogel 6'9".
You see in the background there, Coach Mike Seeley, national champion coach for UCLA in the women's division this year. Former coach for Dave Shoji here at University of Hawaii.
And there's Gonzalo Quiroga, once again the sophomore out of San Juan, Argentina. And for the 6th time here in this match, we are even.
You see Coach Seeley enjoying a little R&R.
Cut the hair, by the way, before the national championship.
He did.
Oh, nice job by Biscaro to kind of jam it down right onto the court. Saw an opening, took advantage.
Biscaro has not done too much of that. I'm surprised he hasn't done more, but I think if he becomes more offensive at the right times, it could add a new dimension to Hawaii's offense.
Big jump serve, and that one sails way wide. So the service there. We are tied once again at 14. Well, we can sit here and as broadcasters and talk about how much positive could be taken out of last night's match as the serve goes along. But as a coach and as a player, you want one thing, and that is to win. Hawaii 15-14. We take time out for the Stanley. And strong play by Hawaii out of the gates. 1st to 15 and leading 15-14 as we take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for UCLA, they've got to assert their seniority. They've got 5 of 7 senior starters, and 3 of the 5 are 5th-year seniors. And for Hawaii, they've got to tap into their reserve tanks. And by that, I mean their emotional and physical tanks, because last night took an awful lot out of them.
And so J.P. Marks back to serve for Hawaii with a 1-point advantage, floats it over. Setting it up the middle, off the block, and a successful swing by Weston Dunlap.
Once again, if UCLA gets a good pass, they will set their middles probably 90% of the time. Dunlap, the leading kill percentage guy in the country, that means he makes fewer errors and gets more kills than anybody else, percentage-wise. And Amberg is just about the same.
Quiroga with the serve. Once again, going to Lofy, and that's been a big difference. You brought it up, and that's now 3 kills for Lofy here in the early going.
I'm really surprised, but I know Charlie Wade's got to be happy that Biscaro's got it all going on with Lofy. Good timing, good connections. Lofy, a happy camper. He's got more sets in the first half of the first set that he's had, I guess, the last 3 or 4 matches.
I believe you're right.
He's a happy camper.
And in to serve will be Brooks Adore. We've been seeing a little bit more of him, the freshman out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. And Sador always with that touch of the ball to the forehead before cranking it, but this time to the net.
A rare error from Sador. He's usually pretty good at getting the ball in. Even if he's been cold sitting around for an hour, he comes in and he delivers, at least in that first serve.
So Brooke Sador back out. And Hunt. Oh, what a nice job by Stephen. Able to readjust when that set kind of went up. He shuffled his feet. And then
he got in there early and then he had to shuffle his feet to go to the outside. Set was wide. He had to do a little double pump fake, then he hit a field goal right through Caldwell, I believe. He's got a big block on him there at 6'9", and Kyle Caldwell.
Johan Timmer to serve it. And he hits it into the net.
Good idea. I like that short serve by Timmer. He's got to be able to learn how to hit that, because we know he can hit the heater. We don't know if he can hit the changeup.
Charlie Wade right there talking to Timmer right in front of him, just saying, keep on swinging, buddy, keep on swinging. West, oh, nice job by the one-on dig by Caldwell to keep it alive for the Bruins. Biscaro, Timmer going cross-court, again put up by Caldwell. And then knocked over, and Biscaro puts it straight down and gets the point.
This may be the best first 15 or 16 points Hawaii's played all year long. The middles are working well. They're passing well. Serving a little shaky, but they're serving it fairly well. And the attacking, hitting 588 is their offense.
Out of the back row. Dug up by Timmer, and it's just out. Good swing by Quiroga.
Of all people, the smallest attacker, Quiroga, leading the way for the Bruins with 3 kills.
Jump float serve over. They're going to go to the far side. J.P. Marks goes cross court, dug up nicely by Matram. And then West unable to get it back up for Marks, who can't complete the play. Point for the Bruins, and they take the advantage 19-18. Hawaii has had the advantage on several occasions, but couldn't put that natural point on the board after the side out. And right now they're hoping to prevent the Bruins from doing that very thing. Neither team able to establish any consistency in terms of getting any separation here.
And the key after this timeout for K-Spear is to get the ball in, keep the pressure on Hawaii. And the key for Hawaii is to put up a good pass so they can set Nick West in the middle, or go to Marks on the outside, or even better, go to Timmer on the right, or Hunt down the middle.
Try to get it to West, a little bit mistimed, and the Bruins just forced to put it right over. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how Gonzalo Quiroga did that. He was about 5 feet out of the court and was able to hit it perfectly horizontal right over the net for the winner. Look at this shot. And it caught Nick West by total surprise. Back at the Stan Sheriff Center, the series record between these two teams, sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. Mentioned in the open, didn't give you the exact arithmetic, but we mentioned it was a little bit lopsided.
Yeah, that shows the legacy of Al Skates at its best. He got a lot of wins on Hawaii in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and Hawaii's only recently been able to close the gap.
And the big loop by Amber and Quiroga teaming up. And now a 4-point run. Talked about separation. The Bruins have earned it here in the first set. They lead by 3.
Timmer did a nice job aiming for the small blocker. The problem is that small blocker is Quiroga. He can play.
And a nice swing by J.P. Marks going cross court for the kill.
There's another guy who can play. Young man, young freshman from Germany. He's not 6'10" like Jonas Umlauf was, but he brings some other things to the table that are pretty cool, like his passing, his defense. Got a great jump serve.
And Scott Hartley has been used very seldomly in this season. And hammering it straight down is Thomas Amber. the 6'7" senior out of El Cajon, California.
Can you imagine that Amberg and Vogel were high school teammates? What would that be like? That's almost unfair.
I wonder if they ever lost.
They played at a high school called Valhalla.
Oh, wow. If you're a golfer. I would think that victories would be par for the course for them.
There you go.
22 serving 19 to the far side, and I think there might be contact with the net. Overreaching.
The ball was, that means that the ball was entirely on Hawaii's side of the net. And one of the UCLA blockers, I think, was Quiroga, goes up and interferes right there. He goes up and interferes. And he actually, I think he interfered with the follow-through of Biscaro. And that's just as illegal as hitting the ball.
Yep, you could see it looked like the fingertips making contact. Hawaii needs a couple of points. They trail by 2 here in the first set. Flying out of the back row, but off the net, giving Hawaii an opportunity. And Biscaro forced to put it over, and they're going to call a lift. Well, you hear the reaction of the crowd, none too pleased. And we talk night after night about this is one of the more educated crowds in the country. They often make the calls before the officials do. Even the officials are in white tonight. They've been wearing blue. Biscaro going to set it up, and Marks crushes it off the block and out. Point for Hawaii.
Once again, Hawaii hitting for an amazing percentage, hitting 500 here in the first game. 13 kills, only 2 errors. What a turnaround from the first couple of sets in last night's match against Lewis. Taylor Everett coming in now.
Coming in there for Johan Timmer, so they pick up an inch on the block. They got a good front row in there. And the serve just out.
But what a move, what an agile move by Jeremy Casebeer to get out of the way.
And now UCLA serving for the set, 24-21, and the serve is out.
The last couple of years that I've been in the MPSF coaching, I saw Quiroga run off like 4 and 5 aces in a row. And he can also get crazy and hit ones like that somebody's got to get out of the way in the first row.
Well, the Warriors need to reel off a couple in a row, or they're going to find themselves down 1-0. Lofy floats it over. Setting it up, blocked at the net by Hutton West. Joust at the net, Hutton West again. West a third time goes up, and now UCLA will set it. And swinging and putting it down is Jeremy Casebeer. And the Bruins of UCLA take set number 1, 25-22. Hawaii starts off hot, but Al Skates and his team take the first go-around.